on. He's a terrible person. He is a horrible friend. You're a fucking scumbag. You're a fucking scumbag. You're a piece of shit. You're a fucking disloyal piece of shit. Well, I never trusted him. I never trust anybody.
Alright, as you guys know, there's currently a big controversy going on in the manosphere or red pill space. No one's really calling Nick out on a lot of his hypocrisy and his blatant lies. So let's go ahead and play the clips of what an ideal friend is to Nick Fuentes, what loyalty means to him, and I will speak on it after.
Well, it's not that nobody wants to, it's that people betray me and then we can no longer be friends. It's that simple. I think we live in a society now where people will take and take and take, and the moment that they're not happy, there's no obligation on the other side. Nobody is willing to be made uncomfortable or sacrifice or suffer for even a second. Anything. Out of reciprocity, out of a sense of obligation, with this unwritten social contract. Do you know what I mean? You know, okay, yeah, like I expect my friends to be loyal, and you can say that's gay or whatever, but, and so you can say that I'm being dramatic about that, but it's just true. Like, friendship is something real and valuable. Loyalty is a positive trait. You have none of that. It used to be the case, I think maybe there was more of this than there is now, where there were unwritten social rules and people were willing to do the right thing, even if it made them uncomfortable, even if it inconvenienced them. And now you have none of that. You cannot accept things from people if you are not going to reciprocate. If your friend is not only going to not take your side, but actually side with your enemy and then shit on you the rest of the week, that just sounds like an enemy.
Okay, so here you have Nick saying, you know, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if it's inconvenient, you should always, you know, defend your friend. Okay, so what about Andrew Tate? What about that time when Andrew Tate blamed Sneeko for, you know, playing the HH song in the club? What about that? How did you defend Sneeko? Alright, let's see how you defended him.
I'll stick up for Tate. I'll stick up for Sneeko. And you know what? You know, the Tates are trying to blame Sneeko. It wasn't just Sneeko. Myron played the song too. Fresh helped him. Sneeko put it on in the car. Clav helped him. I loved it. You know, we all played a part in this. We were all there.
What do you mean it wasn't just Sneeko? You know that it was Fresh, yeah? And if you don't want to snitch on Fresh, you can simply say it wasn't Sneeko. But he said it wasn't just Sneeko. What sort of defense is that? And he goes out there saying,
did Andrew Tate have your back, or did I have your back?
I don't know what sort of loyal friend defends his friend like that when he's being lied to. And not only that, that wasn't the only thing that Andrew Tate did. Andrew Tate lied about Sneeko many, many times. He literally DM'd the stalker, encouraged him to do stuff to Sneeko. And what did Nick say about that? What did a so-called friend say about that? Nothing. He said absolute nothing. Yeah, this guy with all his yap about, oh, you know, a friend should be loyal, even if they're uncomfortable, even if it's inconvenient, they should speak out. Where was you? Where was you, mate? Where was you when your friend was being lied about? Where was you when they literally targeted his family, his parents? His parents got doxxed. Well, what did you say? The complete hypocrisy. I just find this unbelievable. And unfortunately, Nick can't say a thing. Nick can't say anything to his daddy, Andrew Tate. And I find this so funny because he remembers when Andrew Tate sneak dissed Nick. Yeah? If it was Sneeko that sneak dissed Nick, you know what he would say? Oh, this cube worshipper. Oh, oh, this guy always attacking me. This snake, this, that. What did he say about Andrew Tate? Let's see.
These little sneak disses. I mean, why throw us under the bus?
What do you say
you know?
for? Yeah.
I don't like this. I was rolling around in the mud with pigs, and the only reason anyone cared is because I was there. And yeah, you know, I didn't really appreciate that remark. I'll just be charitable and assume that he misspoke. It was just an idiot.
What do you say? Oh, he probably misspoke. He probably misspoke. Look at him making excuses for someone that's not even his close friend. And look at how he deals with his close friend. You can clearly see the differences. And he's out there giving a whole stream, many streams, just calling out Sneeko and being a fake friend. And guess what? That's not it. This guy, he said his best friends with Sneeko. And yet, right after he calls Sneeko out for snaking him, you know what he does? Let's see. Let's see what a so-called friend does after he parts ways, after he has a disagreement, after his friend does something he does not like. Let's see his response.
It's just like, do people even watch this garbage? Who the fuck even watches this garbage? He's like doing the street polling thing. He's doing the, what is it? The Subway interview, 5-minute interview, 1-minute interview. And he goes, what do you think it means to be an American? And we're talking to like homeless people. Like, what is this? You're like an amateur filmmaker. I make short films. Ooh, like, bro, you make YouTube videos, bro. I make short films, bro. You make YouTube videos. You make YouTube edits. There are Pakistanis that make edits of Andrew Tate that go 6 million times harder than anything you have ever made in your life, okay? There are Pakistani 15-year-olds that make a harder edit of Andrew Tate than anything you have ever made, okay?
Okay, now tell me, what sort of best friend, what sort of friend, right after they part ways, starts hating on everything that he's been doing his whole career? This guy saying, oh, no one watches his content. First of all, people do watch his content. He had 1 million subscribers on YouTube before he even started this whole red pill tenure on YouTube, or even on Kick and Rumble, etc. Before all of this, he had 1 million subscribers on YouTube for his short films, which, by the way, you say is, oh, it's just YouTube edits, and that Pakistanis can make harder edits for Andrew Tate. Please show me one Andrew Tate edit by Pakistani that's gotten more views than Sneeko has on his YouTube channel. Please tell me. And tell me how a friend could hate this much on his... Please explain to me how you can be friends with someone and hate everything they do. How can you harbor so much hate for someone you call your best friend and unleash it right after you part ways? What sort of person does that make you?
Sneeko really put me on 3 years ago. When I was on Cozy, before I was on Rumble, before the generational run, when I was canceled by everybody, before I met Ye, it was in the summer of 2022, when I was really languishing, when I was really having a tough time. I had no platform access. This was before October 7th, Ye 24, before any kind of hint of this huge run that I've been on for the past couple of years. He had me on his stream multiple times, advocated for me. He got me on Fresh and Fit, along with Zerka, when he had really nothing to benefit, and it cost him significantly. Well, he didn't really put me on. I was saying that to be nice. And he did that because I had a big stream back then, too.
One moment he's gassing up his friend, he's lying, apparently. He's saying he didn't put him on. Then, as soon as they part ways, he's saying...
I was saying that to be nice.
Oh, everything he said was a lie. Everything he said was just him gassing up his friend. The fact that you can say so much gassing up your friend, not only once, but many times. Even one time he said this.
Before Fresh and Fit, before Ye 24, before Candace Owens Gaza, Sneeko was the OG.
So please tell me how you can say all of this and say, oh, it was just you lying, gassing up your friend. And then he goes on to say, I had a big stream too. Mate, you was on Cozy TV while Sneeko was on Kick. Actually, I don't know if he was on YouTube at the time, but he was on Rumble too. He was on these big platforms while you was on Cozy TV. Okay, buddy. You're Cozy TV. Good for you, mate. Now let's talk about how he says Sneeko does not call for unity, and how he was quite offended that Sneeko put Dan Bilzerian above him in terms of uniting the political rights and left. Let's see.
He wants to say, Goyim unite, blah, blah. But it's always the dagger at the Christians. It's always a little jab at the Christians. What is that? Who is that directed at? We have to focus on the Jews, but then he's always attacking us.
A few moments later.
How about brushing your teeth with a stick? How about jihad? How about, beating the shit out of women?
He loves to harbor his fans to hate Sneeko by saying, oh, Sneeko who hates on Christians, even though a lot of the times it's the Christians attacking him in the comments, and he's responding to the Christians, defending himself, defending his religion, and saying, how ironic it is coming from the Christian. First of all, I don't like this bish and bash or bashing other people's religion. I don't agree with this. But I will say, you're not clear from this. You're not better than Stiko in this. You're the one that you're the same person that hates on Muslims and Islam, calls them brown clowns, the brown clown religion, even though our religion is for all races, whites, blacks, browns, yellows, whatever you want to describe the race of the person, we have them all. Okay, we have them all, and we're open to all. We love all races. But you love to say, oh, white people are better, even though a real Christian will never say that, because first of all, the quote unquote body, or however God appeared in Jesus, was not a white man. He was a brown man. So the fact that you want to say, oh, white people are better, why would God choose a brown man? Why would God present himself as a brown man if white people are better? Tell me. Yeah, please tell me. Please tell me how this is all normal, because it's not. It's not normal to be making continuous streams hating on someone because you're not friends with them anymore, or indirectly threatening that you have dirt on them because they privately told you stuff. Come on now. We can do better than this. Let's not hate each other, and if we have differences and we have disagreements, let's part ways in a more mature way. We don't have to hate on the other person just because we're not friends with them anymore. We can literally move on without saying a word. Anyways, see you guys next video. Stop hating. Let's just move on like normal human beings.